start my first episode with how and why I became a doctor. Um, in my family, it was a family where they were all professionals, either um, doctors, engineers, or journalists, or some kind of professionals. So, my and in our times, which was like in when I did my secondary school, which was like in late 80s, 89 kind of a thing. The most common thing for Indian family was that their kids, they either became a doctor or an engineer or civil servant like a IAS, IPS officer, or they used to join banks. So these were the common things which parents wanted their kids to do. So my family was no exception. And in my family, my aunt is also a gynecologist, and she's still working, and she's very active. And so she was a professor in Srinagar Medical College, and she had become a professor at very young age. So whenever I used to visit her in my summer vacation, I could see that the kind of respect and awe she had amongst the patients. And while we would be visiting her, it felt really good. I mean, we felt so proud that how her patients loved her and respected her. And wherever we would go in Srinagar, visiting any of our relatives, or otherwise visiting any of the gardens like the Mughal garden, the Nishad, Shalimar, Chashmishai, or wherever we would go, we'll find that there were people who would recognize her, and they would very, very, happy to see her. They would come and they would tell, let's see, Dr. Bhan, you delivered me or my sister or aunt. So she was such a popular figure. And it was very inspiring and encouraging to see. So that was one of the reasons from the childhood. I wish to be someone like her. You look up to someone in your family. So that was it. And probably that was the case with my brother, who is my elder brother and the only brother. So what happened, and he's 7 years elder to me. So after completing his 12th, he appeared for the MBBS entrance examination, as we have in India, and he got selected, and he went into MBBS. Then when I completed 12 by the time, becoming doctor seemed like the natural choice, because you have your aunt who is a doctor, you have your elder brother who is a doctor. So people you look up to, they are already doctors. And then my dad, at the time, like, you used to listen to your parents, and you did not want to disappoint them. So my father had told me that he would be happy if either I became a doctor, or if I cannot complete the clear the entrance examination, then I should become a teacher, right? And to me it was like more of my preference would have been more to become a doctor, for the reasons I have already explained you. So yeah, so I grew up with that kind of mindset, and it was like, you have to become a doctor because everyone else in your family is doctor. I never thought of the pros and cons of it. Like in today's time, the students, the kids, they are very well orientated. They think the pros and cons, and also whether they don't like the subject or not. But there was no other consideration. I had never thought the pros and cons of becoming a doctor when I took that decision. So it was after my 12th examination, it was entrance examinations that I appeared into, and I got selected. It was just immediately after my secondary school examination. The very same year I was selected to enter MBBS, and at that time my parents were in Bihar, so I got admission in one of the colleges in Bihar, and I did my MBBS from there. So so that is the reason that how and why I became a doctor. So in next vlog I will try to cover that why I became a gynecologist after becoming a doctor. So stay tuned and subscribe, like and share the video if you liked it.